and welcome to the 22nd episode of the CMX Games DesignCast. I am Dave.
And I'm Scott.
We are just over 1 week away from our May 13th launch date on Kickstarter for Copper Country.
It's coming up fast.
It is indeed. There's our box art, which has just only recently been revealed to anyone.
Especially our Facebook friends or followers on Facebook saw it on the launch event that we posted.
So we are 1 week away. Kickstarter has been one of our biggest projects for the last. How long did we start working on it?
A couple weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hammering away at that. A lot. It is pretty much done. Yeah, we're really happy with where it's sitting right now. We got the final quotes from Panda in over last week. Plugged the numbers into the spreadsheet, crunched it out, figured out what all our pledge levels need to be and our funding goal.
A lot of other fun things in that spreadsheet, like VAT for EU, shipping to the EU, Canada taxes, I forget what they're called.
GST, HST,
yeah,
all this good stuff. So that's all settled. Finalizing what we think our custom card pledge levels are going to be. Going through, just reading and rereading and proofreading and checking and talking about everything on the page over and over again until we didn't really have much to say.
And yeah, I mean, just making sure it showcases what we've done really well. Make sure that our passion for this it comes through in it, which I think it does a good job of doing.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we just recorded today our Kickstarter video to head off the front of the page.
Yeah, how many takes was that? 16? 17?
16. Not all full takes, you know.
Yeah.
We're trying to do it all in one, so, you know, if anybody flubbed a line, we had to start over. 16 takes for us to get a quality one all the way through with no mistakes.
Not too bad for a 3-minute video.
Yeah. And yes, we came in exactly at our target. I mean, we did write the pitch video out and practice it and rewrite it and practice it to get it down to 3 minutes, but in actual recording, it came down to, I think, 3 minutes and 4 seconds is what we're looking at.
Nice.
Very well done. Very accurate. So we tore down your house so that we could record our video.
Yeah, moved a lot of furniture around, locked the cats up so that they wouldn't eat food during the video, wander around in the background during the video, or claw our legs during the video.
Yes, I did my due diligence as a sound editor and made sure the fridge and everything was shut off and shut down production when the water heater came on, things like that.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Yep. I got a little bit of experience in this. So I've been spending the time since we recorded the video in Pro Tools cleaning up our dialogue. And that's coming along nicely. So, what else have we been up to? Saturday we went to Gaming Hoopla.
Gaming for a cause.
So take that away.
Yeah, so in Janesville, 2 events a year. They have little board gaming event. This spring it was just a mini hoopla, but basically it's just an event where they get a bunch of board gamers together and they play board games. So we went down there for the day, and we got down there like 10:30 or so, maybe 11, and set up Copper Country, and we played until like 8:30 or something.
Yeah, we pretty much played Copper Country back to back the entire time we were there.
It was a lot of fun. It was really cool to see how interested people were. They'd come up to us and be like, "Oh, Copper Country, yeah, I've heard good things about that." Like, oh, okay.
Believe it. I could not believe that a person we had never seen in our lives came up to the table and said, "Copper Country, I've heard good things about that."
Yep.
That is a good sign, I think.
It was really cool to see that basically we didn't. There was continued interest throughout the day in us just starting another game, just teaching more people to play it.
Yeah, we didn't have any.
Go out.
Yeah.
and fetch the players wanted stick after the first game started. So
Yeah.
those
Got
were
there, got that little players wanted sign, put it down. About 5 minutes later, started a game and never needed it again.
yeah. It definitely looks like a cool event.
Oh, it's awesome. It
Yeah,
was it was great.
like a really cool community event raising money for cancer awareness, research, prevention, things like that. But yeah, I mean, it was really good turnout, really friendly people, really cool community.
Just a really nice space to sit down with a whole bunch of people and play board games all day long. So we were tinkering with a few things at Gaming Hoopla. I think one of the biggest among them was that we have identified as our what's the worst. The Porok terrain tokens. They are what's the worst as far as rules are concerned because this little token is 1 page in the rule book. Was 1 page in the rule book. So oh boy, it's been a long time now that we've sort of known we want to fix these.
Yeah.
And we've just been tossing so many ideas around and trying out so many things and just sitting and staring at the game board and thinking, when I turn this terrain token over, what would make it interesting or good?
Yeah,
So
and I think the thing that sort of unlocked us to try new things with it was sort of other changes that we've been working on recently, bringing the pace of the game up. Basically, before the Porok terrain tokens would place a Porok on the map, and then that would shorten the game by the equivalent amount of copper production, essentially. But with the game running a little faster these days, it actually allowed us to go and revisit that and say, well, actually, we don't need that mechanic anymore.
not only do we not need it, it is making the game too fast.
Yes. So, okay, you flip it over. It does not place a Porok. What does it do?
Right. So let's start there. And another one of our focuses lately has been on reducing, well, forever, making sure that players have control over luck and reducing situations where they do not. So a Porok terrain token used to be a penalty. And it was possible for a player on the first turn to say, okay, I'm going to survey and flip over a Porok terrain token. And then eventually we allowed people to survey twice. And then those people could still survey twice and flip over a Porok terrain token and a Porok terrain token. So let's think of a cool thing that they can do that when that player flips over a token with their survey action, maybe it's not a resource token, but it's not worse. It's just different.
There's really not a lot of penalties that randomly hit a player anymore. That was one of the last one that was hanging on. Somebody surveys and oops, it's a Porok terrain token. It's bad for you. That's no longer the case. Now it's just different. It's still like a bonus, but it's still different.
Yeah. So instead of all the other stuff it did before, there was a page of rules that we won't go into. Basically, the token becomes a fourth Porok space, and we had this concept of stacking before and used it, and the Porok terrain tokens did do that before, and it was a good thing, but it took a while to get there. It didn't help you that first turn. So when you flip over the token, the next time anyone places Porok on the mine site, it goes on the token instead, and then that token does not subtract from your production at that mine site. So the player that flips over the Porok terrain token can work on it. Now they don't get the resource token they might have seen otherwise, but when they produce copper that first time, it goes on the token, and then the next time they work that mine site, they get all their shifts again.
It's a nice little Porok sponge, just a different kind of bonus now.
Right, so that site becomes a great site to work and dump a bunch of Porok onto.
So, avid listeners or watchers of the DesignCast will recognize this theme of stacking and Porok on terrain tokens and the evolution of that throughout the design of the game. And here I think we've arrived at basically as simple as it can be, maybe.
I think we have finally gotten to the simplest, best version of the rule.
Yes, I agree with that.
Because it was working really well. It was working really well. It still makes for interesting gameplay on the board. Those mine sites become super valuable. Like even if you decide, well, you flip over one of those tokens and decide, you know what, I need this resource token over here instead, I'm going to work there, that spot with that token on it becomes very, very important as the game goes on.
Yep. Yep.
So that's good. Yeah, so circling back around, we are 1 week away from Kickstarter.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get back to editing our video,
Sounds good.
and the next time we do a design cast, it'll be on Sunday, so we'll be 2 days away from the launch.
We'll be at the Comeback Inn in
Yes.
Madison Monday night before the Kickstarter for the Design Cabal or whatever it's called.
It will be.
Stressing out.
Trying not to stress out.
Yeah. And Tuesday goes live, so.
Yep, Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. I should be hitting the button. I'm expecting to submit our Kickstarter page tomorrow morning for approval. So we got all our ducks in the row. So here we go, 1 week away. We'll be back next week, and we'll see if we're Nervous Rex yet.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.